Every business owner understands the importance of systemizing their business, but most of them don't get around doing it. Today, in this video, I'll tell you why and show you the 5 steps to systemize your business without any complicated softwares, terminology, or fluff. I'll show you the easy path to what actually works. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner trying to grow your business, you're familiar with the feeling of getting pulled back into the operation every single time when you try to do something to grow your business. Either it's dealing with a tough customer, staff training, or just daily fires. And you know that's a better way. If that feeling resonates with you, then this video is going to be a game changer. First, let me tell you why many founders don't get around systemizing their business. Over the years, my team and I have helped business owners across different industries, like online businesses, trades, construction, technology, all systemize their business. And here's a pattern that I've seen every single time. Many businesses are cyclical in nature, meaning there are times things are calm, and there is times that things are just crazy. When things are busy, founders are putting off fires. And when things are slow, they're catching a break and taking a breather. And this cycle keeps continuing for many businesses until the founder no longer can do it. The reason is the pain of the chaos only happens at a certain time. And here's a trap that's hiding inside the illusion. You tell yourself that you will systemize your business someday, maybe when the revenue hits a certain number, or after the season ends, when it comes down, so you have time to focus. So you push through every single year and the chaos just gets bigger. Because the business never actually changed how it runs. And over time, your tolerance running 10 to 15 hour day drops and your competition gets ahead of you. I have watched this exact pattern play out in businesses across different industries. Where I check with the business owner, they tell me everything is great, very manageable at the moment. And a few months later, they come to me overworked, exhausted, and burned out. And here's what actually works. Because of that cycle between putting off fires and catching a breather, your business and your growth as an owner stalls. First, it caps your revenue. You cannot grow beyond a certain point. I have watched businesses hit that exact same ceiling, usually around $2 to $3 million mark, and they stall there for years. No matter how hard the owner push, they cannot get past that point. Secondly, it takes the most valuable person in the business away from doing their actual job. That is you, the business owner. Instead of working on ways to grow your business, you're constantly training people, fixing issues, and doing job that nobody else want to do. And finally, the one that hit hardest. With time, you lose sight of why you started this business in the first place. You look forward to catching a breather than growing a business because you're already overworked. And that's completely normal. But the truth is, you didn't get into business to spend your life overworking yourself. You built it to grow your ambition. And if nothing changes, you're doing the exact same things 3 years from now. This is the exact pattern we see over and over again. Now, I will show you the 5 steps to systemize your business so you have a business running without you. And these aren't complicated terms, so you don't need any software or MBA to understand them. And make sure you follow the steps in the right order because skipping one means it won't be as effective. And please make sure to save this video so you can come back to it and follow the steps. The step 1 is map how your business works, meaning get an understanding of how your operation works actually on paper. The reality is, you know how your business works, but it's not on paper at the moment. And this is the part that most business owners get stuck. They tell me, if I know what's already happening in my business, what's the point of mapping it out in paper? The reality is that you cannot fix something unless you map what actually is going on. It doesn't have to be complex. You just need to write it down on a paper on how your operation flows step by step. You can even use it on Canva or Miro, anything with a flow chart or any sorts of, even your Apple Notes. You can do it over there too. Once you map it, you will see how your business actually flows. You'll get a good understanding of where things are flowing correctly and where you're getting pulled into the business every single time. Think of it like this. This is your diagnostic stage. It's like doing X-ray to understand what is actually going on in your business. And the truth is, you cannot find the cure for something without knowing what the real issue is. And these are 2 things that you need to map. First, your customer journey. That's the step-by-step of how the operation flows. From the moment a customer comes in, to inquiry, to estimate, to the work getting done, and how you collect payment. The second is your organization chart. That is, who reports to whom within the company. I once worked with the owner of a transportation company. He came to me exhausted because he felt that he was answering staff questions every day. And he told me that he started to get very annoyed and cranky when they came to him. And he thought he needed better staff. But when we mapped out the organization chart, just simple pen and paper, we found out that there were 16 people directly reporting to him, in spite of having managers in place. We were able to find out what the real issue was. The real issue was that his managers weren't given proper structure to do the job. So grab a pen and paper, nothing fancy, and draw out how the customer journey works, step by step, from inquiry, estimate, work getting done, and how the payment is collected. And then draw your organization chart. That is, who actually reports to him. The best way to do it is to sit down with a friend and explain it out loud. You can do it alone, but talking it out helps you to catch the gaps And this whole exercise should take just under an hour. And after 1 hour, you'll have clarity on why your business feels chaotic before documenting any processes. Now we have mapped how your business runs. The next question is, what systems do you start first? I usually suggest, if you're strapped for time, start with the process that happens the most. That is, where you get called by your staff over and over again. That's most likely going to be within your operation. Take some time and document what that process should look like, step by step, like an instruction manual on how to get the job done. And this is what we call SOP, or a standard operating procedure. Once you build systems for your operation, you'll see that your time comes back right away. You will start seeing you're saving about 10 to 15 hours weekly by just systemizing your operation. And now, what I normally see is that business owners spend months looking for the most professional looking template to document this. In my experience, I've seen the most professional looking SOP not getting used. The truth is, you want your SOP to be simple, not complex. What matters is that you clearly communicate the 4 components that makes the SOP useful. The 4 components are when to use it, what goal the SOP is supposed to accomplish, the tools required, and the step-by-step instruction. I have a separate video that talks more in depth into these 4 components of the SOP. I'll link that in the description. After this video, you can watch that video as well to get an in-depth understanding of how to design the SOP. So to summarize this step, take the process that you use the most, the one you feel is broken, and write clear SOPs with the 4 main components. Keep it lean enough so your team can actually find the answers in under 30 seconds, whether it's on the laptop or on the phone. So make it accessible on both. This is where your team stops needing you to explain the same thing over and over again. Now, you've mapped your operation and documented SOP. The next step is what makes or break the entire effort, and that is launching it properly. This is where I've seen most business owners rush. They call in a meeting, hand over the new SOPs, and expect people to change the habit that they had for years. And the truth is, they just won't. I worked with a cleaning company where the owner sent an email saying, please review our new policy manual and implement it from Monday onwards. 3 weeks later, nobody opened it, and that's a sign that the launch was not done correctly. A proper system launch means training people, not just showing them where the document lives and read this, but sitting with them and walking through the process and showing them how to use it. And here's the part that takes real discipline. After launching an SOP, when someone comes to you with a question that the SOP already answered, don't answer it yourself. Point them back to the document every single time. Even when it's faster for you to just give them the answer, ask them to go find the answer in the SOP that you created. Because if you keep answering, your team will come back to you instead of following the system. And you're right back to where you started. The system is only real once your team doesn't need you to explain it anymore. And this is a step that most business owners skip. The step 4 is pressure test. Once you have launched a system, give it a few weeks until your team actually knows how to use it. And this is where you actually find out whether the first 3 steps actually worked. Make sure you keep bringing up the SOPs in the team meeting. Remind them how to use it. If they ask for any answers, point them back to the SOP. And also check in with your staff if they have any questions they need further clarification. And once your team actually starts using it and they're comfortable with the whole process and they're using the SOP and you feel like they got a grip on it, now the best way to test if the business will run without you is by being physically away from the business. That is, taking a vacation. Now that you have done all these steps, turn off your phone and give access to one person for any emergency contact and watch what happens while you're gone. A HVAC company that we worked with, the owner did the same thing. He took 2 weeks off and 1 number for emergency only. And he had no calls coming through during his vacation. And this was the first time he has actually taken a vacation from his business. And he was surprised that the team actually followed the system and kept the operation running smoothly without him. It's a great feeling and he couldn't believe it. Many business owners initially find taking a vacation without answering the calls uncomfortable, but it's also the only way to know if your systems actually work without you being there. This is where you find out which employees need more training and which processes you wrote are actually shaky. Which decisions, even now, genuinely cannot be made without you being there. Make sure you document everything clearly and train your staff before you do this. Obviously, also you get a well-deserved break and you come back rested and with a clear head. And your business just proved with evidence that you can survive without you being there. And the step 5 is continuous improvement. I want to be clear, building a system is never a one and done project. As your business grows, so does your system. I have a friend who owns a chain of massage spa with 180 staff with 10 locations. She systemized her business 3 times at different growth stages just to perfect it. And now she's franchising her business to 50 locations. She told me every time growth gets harder, she knew systems has to be updated. And when she did that, it allowed her to grow further. She did it 3 times through her business growth. And every single time, it opened more opportunities for her. The reality is, businesses are not operating in a static world. Every time it grows, the systems underneath it has to grow with it. So you need to adjust as needed. Eventually, it'll just be part of how your business actually runs, and system becomes part of the culture. So here are the 5 steps to systemize your business. Once you do all these 5 steps, you'll have a business that runs and grow without you in the middle of everything. And that's the difference between running a business and owning one. And make sure to save this video so you can come back to it. Now, as you know the 5 steps, the only real difference between the business that breaks free and the ones who don't is who actually does step 1 this week. That is, map how your business works. If you need additional help and want a team to walk through the 5 steps hands-on inside your business, that's exactly what we do at Rock Solid Operation. You should see the link in the description below. In the next video, I'll be breaking down the 4 systems every business owner needs to scale about $10 million in revenue. And through this channel, I share tips and tricks that I come across working with business owners from different industries. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.